Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Article of Broadcasting by Ahmad Ibrahim Samudra Bangun. Reksi Yulanca. History. The earliest broadcasting consisted of sending telegraph signals over the airwaves using Morse code, a system developed in the 1830s by Samuel F.B. Morse, Psych 6. Morse, Sikis, Joseph Henry, and Alfred Vail. They developed an electrical telegraph system which sent pulses of electric current along wires which controlled an electromagnet that was located at the receiving of the. They developed an electrical telegraph system which sends pulses of electric current along wires which controlled an electromagnet that was located at the receiving end of the telegraph system. A code was needed to transmit natural language using only these pulses, and the silence between them. Morse therefore developed the forerunner to modern international Morse code. This was particularly important for ship-to-ship and ship-to-shore communication, but it became increasingly important for business and general news reporting, and as an arena for personal communication by radio amateurs. Douglas, O.P. Audio broadcasting began experimentally in the first decade of the 20th century.
Method telephone broadcasting 1881-1932, the earliest form of electronic broadcasting, not counting data service offered by stock telegraph companies from 1897. If ticker tape are excluded from the definition, radio broadcasting experimentally from 1906, commercially from 1920. Audio signal sent through the air as radio waves from a transmitter, picked up by an antenna and sent to a receiver, cable, radio direct broadcast, satellite, and webcasting. Economics model. Commercial broadcasting for profit, usually privately owned station channels networks of service providing programming to the public, supported by the sale of airtime to advertisers for radio of television advertisements during or in breaks between programs, often in combination with cable for or pay cable subscription fees. Public broadcasting, usually a non-profit, publicly owned station or network supported by licensing fees, government funds, grants from foundation, corporate to the writing, audience, membership, contribution, or a combination of these. Community broadcasting, a form of mass media in which a television station or a radio station is owned, operated, or programmed by a community group to provide programs of local interest known as local programming. Community stations are most commonly operated by non-profit group or corporative. However, in some case, they may be operated by a local college or university, a cable company, or a municipal government. Record and live forms. The first regular television broadcast started in 1937. Broadcasts can be classified as recorded or live. The former allows correcting errors and removing superfluous or undersized material, rearranging it, applying slow motion repetition, and other techniques to enhance the program. However, some live even like sport television, can include some of the aspect including slow motion clips of important goals hits in between the live television telecasts. Social impact. The sequencing of content in a broadcast is called a schedule, as with all technological and efforts a number of technical terms and slang have developed. A list of these terms can be found at list of broadcasting terms. Television and radio programs are distributed through radio broadcasting or cable, often both simultaneously by coding signals and having a cable converter box with decoding equipment in homes. The latter also enables subscription based channels, pay TV and pay. Bibliography. Kerry James 1989, Communication as Culture, Routledge, New York and London, pp. 20130. Frank G. A.D. Document of American Broadcasting, 4th edition, Parentis Hall 1984. Lichty Lawrence, W. And Topping Malaysia C. American Broadcasting, a source book on the history of radio and television, Hastings 1975. Meyerowitz, Joshua Mediating Communication, What Happens in Downing G. Muhammadi A. and Sabrina Muhammadi, Questioning the Media 6000 Oaks 1995 3953. Peter John Durham, Communication as Dissemination, Communication as Perspective on Theories, Thousand Oaks, C.A. Seg 2009-6 21122. Thomson G. The Media and Modernity in Mackay, and O'Sullivan T. Ed. The Media Reader, Continuity and Transformation, Segel London 1999. What is broadcasting? Broadcasting is the distribution of audio or video content to a dispersed audience via any electronic mass communication medium, but typical one using the electromagnetic spectrum, radio waves, in a one-to-many model. When broadcasting starts, the radio broadcasting of music and talk intended to reach a dispersed audience start experimental around 1905 until 1906 and commercially around 1920 to 1923. Very high frequency stations start 30 to 35 years later. Why broadcasting is important? The mass media and their broadcaster from an important and influential bridge a crucial channel between government and people. As well, they provide lines of communication between the peoples of the societies they serve and peoples of different societies. Who founded broadcasting? It is generally recognized that the first radio transmission was made from a temporary station set up by Guglielmo Marconi in 1895 on the east of Kuwait. This followed on from pioneering work in the field by a number of people including Alessandro Volta, Andre Marie Ampere, George Ohm, and James Clerk Maxwell. Where was broadcasting found? Daily broadcasting by the BBC began in Macron's London studio 2LO in the Strand on November 14, 1922. How broadcasting works? A transmitter is what sends both audio and video signals over the airwaves. Transmitter usually transmit more than one signal TV channel at a time. A transmitter modulates both picture and sounds into one signal, then send this transmission over a wide range for a receiver to receive. Active passive. 1. Broadcasting is a way of sending information such as news, programs, TV shows, music, reality show, and other kinds information. Active. A way of sending information such as news, TV show, programs, music, reality show is done by broadcasting. Passive. 2. Electronic broadcasting began with the advent of the theater telephone system. Passive. The first form of electronic broadcasting began with advent of theater phone system. Active. John 3. John Logie Baird was the one of the inventors of the mechanical television. Active. The inventors of the mechanical television is John Logie Baird. Passive. 4. In 2030, 79% world households was owned television set. Passive. Television set was owned by 79% world household in 2030. Active. 5. Clement Adler was invited Theatropon in the year 1881 in Paris. Active. In the year 1881 in Paris, Theatropon was invited by Clement Adler. Passive. Verbal nominal. 1. The earliest broadcasting consisted of sending telegraph signals over the airwaves using Morse code, a system developed in the 1830s by Samuel F. B. Morse, physicist Joseph Henry, and Alfred Vail. Verbal. 2. A code was needed to transmit natural language using only this pulse and the silence between them. Nominal. 3. They developed an electrical telegraph system which sent pulse of electric current along wires which controlled an electromagnet that was located at the receiving end of the telegraph system. Verbal. 4. Morse therefore developed the forerunner to modern international Morse code. Verbal. 5. This was particularly important for ship-to-ship and ship-to-shore communication, but it became increasingly important for business and general news reporting, and as an arena for personal communication by radio amateur. Verbal. 6. Audio broadcasting began experimentally in the first decade of the 20th century. Nominal. Pattern. 1. The earliest broadcasting consists of sending telegraph signals over the airwaves using Morse code, a system developed in the 1830s by Samuel F. B. Morse, physicist Joseph Henry, and Alfred Vail. 2. They developed an electrical telegraph system which sent pulses of electric current along wires with controlled electromagnet that was located at the receiving end of the telegraph system. 3. Audio broadcasting began experimentally in the first decade of the 20th century of time. Television and radio programs are distributed through radio broadcasting or cable, often both simultaneously. 5. By coding signals and having a cable converter box with decoding equipment in home adverb of place. That later also enables subscription based channels, pay TV and pay-per-view service. 6. The first regular television broadcast started in 1937 at adverb of time. Broadcast can be classified as recorded or live. Vocabulary 1. Race. 2. Abundance. 3. Appearance. 4. Competitors. 5. Requires. 6. Airwaves. 7. Implementation. 8. Release. 9. Post. 10. Necessary.